yet again.
And someone actually said that should be the national anthem.
Yeah, we keep saying that.
It's so passionate. It's,
Yes, now let's get into the program proper. We're going to be looking at this report, which was released in the course of the week. The National Bureau of Statistics released the first ever report detailing bribery practices and trends in Nigeria's public and private sector. The survey, which was published on Wednesday the 16th, showed that only 5.3% of Nigerians will either refuse to pay bribe when asked or refuse to accept when given. The results of the survey shows that only 20 out of 100 people who were to pay bribe refused to comply. It also showed that the majority of Nigerians, about 56%, experience negative consequences after refusing to pay a requested bribe. However, only 3.7% of those who were asked to pay bribes reported their experience to any official authority. Damning. Damning. That's all I can say.
Figures don't lie.
Well, we have in the studio in Lagos the second vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Mr. Chima Ubani.
I don't know why people call me Chima. My name is Onyekachi Ubani.
Onyekachi.
Yes, Chima, your brother.
Well, he was a friend.
Oh.
Chima, the late Chima.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I do apologize.
Yes.
Onyekachi.
Ubani.
Yes. And joining us from Abuja will be the country representative of UNODC, which stands for the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, Christina Albertin. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good. And we also have the Force Public Relations Officer, Jimo Moshood. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you in Lagos. Good morning, Nigerians.
And thank you for joining us. Now, let me begin with what I have in hand. They say bird in hand. Kachi, you have seen that report.
That's right.
And you have listened to our introduction.
That's right.
What do you think about the entire thing?
Well, they only reveal the fact that are known to everyone in the country. I mean, the issue of corruption, where corruption has kept us as a nation. We are retarded in growth. I mean, the basic infrastructures are not there. And you look at the kind of amount of money the country has generated over 20 years. And you are not seeing the physical presence of this money on the issue of basic infrastructures. You can only attribute it to issue of corruption, and we all know there's no sector that is actually excluded. What is unprecedented about this report, that this is the first time the National Bureau of Statistics is, actually focusing on corruption. Most times this usually agencies from abroad, that usually do some level of survey and give us statistics, and we usually contend with those.
Conjunction with one of them.
Yeah. We always contend with this because they are not here, they are not based here. So this is homegrown survey, and it's very important that we take this particular report, serious, because it's not from abroad. Okay. This is a report that is actually indigenous.
Homegrown. Okay, we'll just take a short break, come back and continue our discussion.
Welcome back. So we'll go on quickly to our Abuja studio. Ms. Albertine, you represent you're the country rep for the UNODC. Let's start with a look at what's the idea behind this survey that you did with the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, and possibly walk us through your findings as well.
Yeah, thank you very much for this question. This survey was conducted in the context of a cooperation project, a partnership project between the government of Nigeria, European Union, and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Since 5 years, we have been working on the fight against corruption together with the Nigerian partners, with 14 anti-corruption agencies. And in that context, when we designed the project, it was found necessary to have proper studies and analysis of the problem of corruption in Nigeria. And it was found that it is of critical importance to know how the citizens, the ordinary citizens, experience bribery. And this is why we did this study. It is based on a joint discussion between the government, the European Union, and us. And then we recruited NBS as our implementing partner, and as was pointed out earlier, it is a homegrown study. It was done in partnership with the NBS.
Okay, let's look at the findings, the information, the results of your study and eventual survey, and the results you've come up. I'm sure you've already gotten a lot of reactions as regards this. You say it was done in partnership with the federal government of Nigeria, the government of Nigeria, the EU, and yourself. So your findings, are they strong enough to build on?
No, I definitely believe so. I mean, I think we have heard about in the past interventions already a lot of the numbers, and I think the important thing here is to say that this is a national household survey, and the teams that did the interviews that were trained by the NBS, they went to the 36 states of Nigeria plus the FCT, so it is really of national outreach. And what is important is to really look at the specific results per state and at federal level so that